came to meet Brandon and the team here in July, and they just sat me down at the terrace, and I go, what is this? What is this location? I've seen pictures, I've seen the planning, everything happening. And then I think I looked at Brandon and said, oh, so we're just like going on a more commercial direction. What you just said about Bushwick and the whole arch of the company and you creating it. And then that's the first time I'm hearing about you signing the list here, actually. I didn't know it was that far in advance. I kind of understood way more about the brand on that moment and what you're trying to do here.
Getting to kind of get an all-star in the company that was like handling our very highest end clientele, to bring him here was like very special for us. It was something that we really knew we needed, because this was an opportunity to talk to a clientele that I don't think we ever had talked to before. It helped us make design decisions. It helped us make personnel decisions. Started this company when I was 30 years old and I'm almost 50. So things change, you know? And this actually got to be a part of Carlo and I's growth and the company's growth.
And I think a lot of the challenges that I've seen, like other restaurants and other restaurants group when I go out to eat, is how do they stay true to what they're doing? As how do you go to Penn Station to eat pizza and drink beer and get out of your office, which is what most people are doing when they're coming here, or get off the train. And we get every single kind of person sitting at this bar, which I think goes back to what you were seeing in Bushwick 10, 15 years ago, and make it still be relevant and still a good product rather than just being another place that serves pizza, which we have another 10 in the radius of 2-3 blocks from here.
All of the restaurants are not slightly different. They're very different, actually. All of them are Carlo and I's children, and they all share our DNA. But like children, none of them are really the same. And the restaurant is very similar to that. They all share our DNA, so they kind of have these like pillars of things that are all the same, but every single one of them has this own characteristic and this own personality. And it usually grows because of who works there, how you nurture it, then that changes the trajectory of where they go.
I think I expected like the building right over there to really affect us, but I didn't understand it fully until we had our first concerts happening here. I think the first one was Billy Joel, and I was away for that. And it's the kind of thing where we just opened the restaurant. It's been 2 weeks and I'm constantly checking the cameras when I'm not here. I zoned out, and 40 minutes later, I think it was like 6 o'clock. At 6:40, I look in the camera. The terrace was completely full, and I called Leslie the next day and I go, how was it? She goes, it was. We got through it. We're completely understaffed, and we figured out what it takes to do that. So that really affects the flow of people coming in and how we're essentially scheduling, staffing, and preparing ourselves. It's been a learning curve for sure, kind of like understanding where we stand in the neighborhood, the constant traffic we get. We have Big East happening next month, and we're talking to like liquor companies and like talking to our bar and incorporating that into what we're doing. Had National Margarita Day last Saturday, and I've never seen so many people drinking margaritas here. And we're planning around that and trying to understand how we can incorporate the whole neighborhood, the city, which most restaurants in the city are planning for those things, but trying to put that building and the like 20,000 people that are going to be in the neighborhood on that day, both upstairs and also in our slice shop downstairs.
So we did Bonnaroo. And the first year we did Bonnaroo, we made pizzas a la minute, and we made all the dough, sauce, and cheese in Nashville. And we had to drive it in golf carts from like 2 miles away, and it was hell. And it was like the worst experience ever. So the second year we did Bonnaroo, we were like, there has to be a better way for us to do this. We had just invested in a blast chiller for our dessert program. We blast chilled all of our dough balls and sent them like in these big, huge boxes. And it worked really, really well. Ellie Truesdell at the time was running Whole Foods. And she came and she was like, I really want to put you guys in like exclusively in the Gowanus Whole Foods. That really kind of put the fire under our ass, because we didn't have great packaging. We didn't have great processes. We were kind of just blast chilling, cryovacuuming, putting a sticker on something and putting it into a shelf at Brooklyn Kitchen. So that really like drove us to get nutritional facts, to send away to Cornell and get tested, to develop packaging. And once we got into the Whole Foods, we became the #1 selling frozen pizza for years, for like probably 4 years. And it was really the catalyst to like drive that whole business for us. COVID really did kind of catapult us. Our sales during that time doubled, and now it's a really great business for us.